So a big question that lingers around the anime communities within forums and just discussions overall is anime getting worse? Has the quality of anime from the early 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s decreased in time till now? A lot of people like to refer back to the past and look how great anime used to be, from your Cowboy Bebops to your mid-2000s Code Geass and Death Note, and great series like that, Gundam Wing. People like to look back and think, man, anime was so good now, and they look at the future and they see some of the mainstream stuff and immediately get turned off and think, yeah, anime totally isn't what it used to be. The quality has definitely diminished over time. And I definitely say I have to disagree. Maybe had it been 4 or 5 years back, I would have probably been along the lines of that as well. However, I feel as though since roughly 2010, 2011 onward, we have definitely had some great anime, some great writing, and anime definitely isn't on a decline like people may think. See, a lot of the times people get this notion that anime isn't what it used to be in quality because they see a lot of these hit breakout series and they look at the writing and they're like, yeah, the writing totally isn't what it was back in the day. And they look at the High School of the Dead where it's just a tit series with zombies, and like, while it's entertaining, it's not necessarily the most greatest written show. Likewise with other different series such as Sword Art Online, your fairy tales, people look at these series and they say they're so popular, but they're not the greatest writing, they're not that quality writing that I'm looking for. Anime definitely isn't what it used to be. But they fail to realize that there are other anime out there. Maybe they're not as popular, maybe they are, maybe people are just missing them, but there is great writing that has come out of the past few years of anime. Just take 2011 and 2012 combined. You had series such as Steins Gate, a very masterfully told story, Madoka Magica, one of the most breakout Mahou Shoujo series of all time with incredible writing, not to mention Fate Zero, one of the most critically acclaimed series of all time. Even on the shonen front, with shonen manga and shonen anime, shonen writing has been getting a lot better, with series such as Magi, The Labyrinth of Magic, Nanatsu no Taizai, The Seven Deadly Sins, and even the breakout hit Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. And sure, anime has definitely changed from the days of it being Cowboy Bebop, really manly, really gritty, feeling that vibe. But nonetheless, when it comes to quality writing, it's still there in anime. You just have to know where to look, and I feel as though there are even popular series that are breaking out with great writing as well. Again, Attack on Titan, the anime, huge smash of 2013, great writing, solid everything. And yeah, there are going to be those series, the Sword Art Online, there's going to be the fairy tales, there's going to be those type of series where they break out, they're humongous, but they're not the best written, they're not anything that you would be looking for that's going to really make your mind really go or make you think or just overall have one of those solid stories. But at the end of the day, I guess that just shows the change in anime and how it's slowly, exponentially increasing within the mainstream. Whenever something becomes mainstream, they definitely like to make things a little bit more simplistic for different audiences to come in, gravitate towards the material, and just overall enjoy it, because at the end of the day, anime, regardless of its bad quality, good quality, the main purpose for anime and manga is to entertain, and sometimes people look at that as the sole purpose of making a story, to bring in people so that they can be entertained. So you're gonna get your High Schools of the Dead, you're gonna get series like that, but at the same time, you're also gonna get your Madoka Magicas, you're gonna get your Steins Gates, you're gonna get your Fate Zero, series that are gonna make you think, series that are incredibly written with amazing characters, with so much depth to them. You just have to see that there's different anime out there for different people. Anime is becoming bigger, it's slowly increasing in different audiences, and they need to have a variety for different people, from consumer to consumer. They cannot only make these high quality, very well written shows. Of course, there are going to be shows that aren't that good, but at the end of the day, it's all for entertainment, and that just shows how much anime is changing over time. There are definitely some elements in anime that we could do without. We could do without the constant one lowly or the trap character that people just don't want to even bother with, but overall, I feel as though anime, while it has changed and it does have those series for people, it has always had series like that regardless. You can't tell me that in the 90s and the early 2000s, they didn't have series that would make you be like, oh my god, what am I watching? Maybe now there's a little bit more of it, but that just once again shows that anime is becoming larger and they're catering to different audiences. Even looking forward to 2014, this year has some incredible anime. Of course, it has the entertaining stuff like the upcoming Fairy Tail season, the new Sword Art Online season, but it also is going to have some very well written stuff. Terraform Mars, Akame ga Kiru, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. There are going to be some great shows, but there's also going to be some shows that are strictly meant for entertainment, and that's just finding the balance of what you want to go with. Do you want to be strictly entertained? Do you want some great writing? It's really just a good bag, and that's what makes anime so interesting, because even though you might not necessarily love the way a show is written, but at the very least you can be entertained. And overall, my stance on it is that while anime has changed, yes, and there are elements that you could do without, and maybe there are an abundance of shows that you just don't care for the most part, there are series out there that are very well written. They come out every year, and you just got to know where to look, and sometimes they could be right in front of your face. Maybe they're too mainstream and you're looking at it like, oh, that's popular, it's probably not good. give it a try. So overall, I think anime is definitely not going down the hill as far as writing goes, but let me know what you guys think. Do you feel as though anime over the years from the Bebop days has definitely decreased in quality? Do you feel as though it's just a stigma that's been put on because we do have an abundance of shows that are mostly meant for strictly entertainment purposes? What is your whole take on this as far as anime's quality and writing? Let me know in the comment section below your overall thoughts of this topic. I felt as though this is something very interesting I wanted to dive into because people have been talking about this for a while. They feel as though anime just isn't what it used to be, and just because something is popular and it's not necessarily good doesn't mean that the other stuff is bad as well. ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.